Yes, everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Red Divide. Joining me in studio as always, my cousin Mark. How's it going?
Stealing my intro. I see these days you like doing that, but yeah, I'm good. We just won for a change, so yeah, I've got to be pretty happy with that.
Oh man, it all looked like old Butland is still on the payroll, hey? How's that first goal?
For a second, I thought they had Onana in goals. I was like, wow, did you just see that? Um, it was great. Couldn't be happier. Thank you, Butland.
I've never ever seen a goalkeeper reverse punch a ball into the goal like that. I was like, what just happened? I had to watch the replay because I couldn't believe my eyes.
Shame. Very, very unfortunate for a professional.
Yeah.
Not great, but see, mistakes happen. So one of those things. But yeah, we were very fortunate. It's about time the luck went our way and things turned in our favor because, man, some of the mistakes that we've made have been shocking. So it's nice to see someone else make those mistakes for a change and we benefit from them. But yeah, that puts us in a fighting chance as long as we win the next game in Europa against the old Stew Bucharest. As long as we beat them, we should finish second, which means we automatically qualify and go through the next round. Don't have to worry about any playoffs. So that'll be good. Although Emery might want those extra games for getting the guys going, but he could probably also use the time off for practice sessions and get the team functioning a little more in the system. But yeah, really happy with the result. For a second there, it looked like we had thrown away the 3 points. Late equalizer. And then bang, Martinez, lately he's been taking shots. Scored the other day. Scored the other day. He had a fire shot today. Put on a great cross for Bruno. Got to be happy with him. He's really performing. So yeah, Bruno with the winner, and we walk away with 3 points. Couldn't be happier.
Yeah, you seem to be doing better in the Europa League than what you're doing in the Champions League. You haven't lost a game. You've won 4, drawn 3. So, yeah, you seem to be doing a bit better in Thursday night football. And, yeah, good result for you guys. Started right at the end. But like you said, sometimes teams need luck, and it's just the way it is. Shit teams need a lot of luck, and that's what you had today. And, yeah, congratulations.
Talk about a shit team. I saw there's a shit team that battled to beat 10 men the other day in the Champions League.
Yeah, it was a tough game. But you know what? At the end of the day, they were on a 21-game unlosing streak. So it was a real battle. They did very well with the low block. We struggled to break them down. In the end, yeah, we got the result. They got an equalizer with some poor defending. But then, Arnie Slot showed he's bold, taking risks, changing the formation again, putting different players on, giving players rest. And we got all 3 points. Old trusty Mo Salah scoring his 50th goal in the Champions League for Liverpool. He's right up there with some of the best players in the world. I wish Liverpool will just sort out that contract.
Come on, let's just get it out there. You have one choice. You're going to take one player, Steven Gerrard or Mo Salah.
Man, they're different players, but
you can only choose
I'm going to choose.
You can only bring one of them on. What are you doing?
It can only be Steven Gerrard.
Okay. So then Mo can go. Mo doesn't need a sign. He's not appreciated. You can leave. You can go to South.
He's appreciated, but growing up, Steven Gerrard, he was the player that I idolized a lot. Apart from like Zidane, but Steven Gerrard, homegrown boy, played most of his career at Liverpool. It's just unfortunate that we didn't have a good enough squad back in the day where he could win more trophies. And the 1 year that we got close enough, unfortunately, he slipped and made a mistake. But you know what? No hard feelings. He gave his career to us. He brought us many happy moments, scored some cracking goals, put in some crunching tackles. And at the end of the day, he put a massive show on the pitch for us. And yeah, I can never choose Mo Salah over Gerrard, unfortunately. But it's a very close first and second.
Slippy G. I can't believe you're taking Slippy G over Mo Salah.
Stevie G, my man. The man. In my eyes, probably the best English defender of all time. I know everyone has their own.
Right. Probably a good defender. No, you're right there. No, you're spot on.
He played defender.
So he might as well be the best defender.
He played right back in the Champions League final when we won. So yeah, he was a defender, and he had the traits in his game where he'd play defensive, attackive. He was a complete all rounder. Can't take anything away from him. His desire to win the ball and pull the rest of the team by the scruff of the neck and drag them through the game. Yeah, there's only one Stevie G, my cuz. Only one.
Yeah, look, I mean, even as a defender, you'd have to fight off the likes of Vidic, Rio, Van
Yeah.
Dijk, Callister, Bruce, Terry. There's a long list of defenders that you would have to compete with to be the best. But as you quickly said, he's not even the best midfielder. Maybe you can be the best defender. But anyway,
You know what? He's probably the best midfielder and probably the best defender at that as well.
no chance, my friend. Anyway, hey, listen, this weekend you're going to start
Well,
pulling
before
the.
we go to this weekend, wait, hold your horses here. Let's talk about Liverpool in the Champions League, right? 7 games, 7 wins. What do you have to say about that, Marcus? What do you have to say about that?
You've only played a
Give me your
couple.
honest opinion.
You played a couple of decent teams, and the rest are okay. They're not even Premier League material. So you should be winning those
Oh,
games, considering you're top of the log in England. I don't know how you are still top of the log in England. It's like you tripped, fell, and landed in first place. Don't know what that's all about. But yeah, look, congratulations. You guys are doing okay. You're beating what's in front of you, and that's all you can ask for, right? Whether it's a great team or a shitty team, you beat them. So
yeah.
far,
Well,
and
this is the thing.
let's see how it goes. What matters is not how you start, but how you finish. So if you win the Champions League, then it'll mean something. If you don't, it didn't mean a thing, right?
Yeah, look, obviously we're in it to win it. We're not there to compete like most teams.
Arsenal. Yeah.
But I knew you were going in there with that one. I knew it. I saw it coming. I
Uh,
thought I'd let you do the honors as usual. But going back to what you were saying, some of the teams that are not qualifying for the Champions League are probably better than some of the teams that are in the Europa. We didn't get to choose the teams we played. It was obviously a draw. And I think this new format of the Champions League is quite tricky. If you look at some of the best teams in the world, City, if they don't win their next game, they're out of the Champions League.
yeah.
Look at PSG. They played out of their socks against them yesterday, and if they didn't win that game, they had a chance of going out as well.
Mm.
So yeah, the new format is quite tricky. But going back to what I was saying, it's consistent. We've been consistent this season, and if we continue to do that, we'll definitely win the Champions League and the Premier League. It's all about consistency and a little bit of luck with not having any injuries.
Definitely win the Champions League and the Premier League.
If we're consistent, if we carry on with this consistent streak, yes. If we have some key players out with injuries, we don't have a hope because we don't have enough players, strength in depth. We have a very big mix of some players that have experience and a lot of youngsters. And it showed a couple of seasons ago when we had a lot of injuries, we finished fifth.
So,
Barely.
so let me help you
Barely.
out here. You've had a couple of consistent seasons, but you've lost the league to City, even though you were consistent. You've had a couple of seasons where you've landed in the Champions League final and were consistent and still didn't win the Champions League final. So for you to say you will definitely win it, even if you're consistent, is it like an Arsenal fan dreaming?
I'm not dreaming, just based on the performances and seeing what Slots has implemented on the football pitch. There's this togetherness with the players. They believe in his football philosophy. I won't say it's 100% different to what Klopp, his idealism of football. But yeah, it's different. And yes, like you said, we went to the final, we lost. That happened twice. Unfortunately, you don't win all the games, but as a supporter, you have to believe in your team and hope they can win more trophies, and that's our aim, is to win trophies at the end of the day.
No, I agree. It just doesn't mean you're definitely going to win the Premier League and the Champions League if you stay consistent.
In my eyes, we're definitely going to win it because I'm going to be biased. I'm not usually so brass and come out and say things like this, but there's a good feeling about the club at the moment, around the fans. It was really unexpected at the beginning of the season. I don't think anyone saw it coming, but as the season has progressed, I think more and more supporters are believing that it can actually happen.
Geez, I know it's late there, so you must be really tired to be uttering those words. Stuck in a dream there. Anyway, yeah, look, you guys are doing well in Europe, and let's hope you slip up just when it really counts.
Yeah, your hopes don't usually come true, so yeah, keep it to yourself.
Let's see. So this weekend, you've got Ipswich at home.
Ipswich at home. The second half of the season's always tricky. Teams, especially near the bottom, that haven't had a good consistent run of games in wins, they can be very difficult to play against. But yeah, I think at Anfield, we've shown that we're formidable, apart from the one loss against Forest. So yeah, I reckon we'll win that game. Hopefully we'll score some goals. It'll be good for my fantasy team, and also to get the 3 points. Continue with this momentum and stay above Arsenal and Forest. 2-0. I reckon 2-0.
Ipswich are one of the teams at the bottom that don't play with that low block. They come at you, they play. So should be an interesting game. Should be pretty open. Just not sure if they have enough firepower to beat you guys. Delap's good.
He is decent.
They need some more, I think. But man, I'm hoping that old Kieran, their coach, one of our old assistant coaches, can bring it home and make the rest of the league a very happy place. So you said how much? 2-0?
Yeah, I reckon 2-0. City tore them a new hole, so I don't know if they're going to be so brass and, come at us like they tried to go at City. So if they do, it'll be more of an entertaining game, especially when a team plays with a low block. There's very little chances. You got to put crosses in from the wings because they close all the space. But yeah, I'm hoping for an open game and goals. I'm going with probably a respectable result of 2-0.
Nice. Yeah, you should win that game. I'll give it to you guys at 3-1.
Yeah, I reckon too. And you boys are away to Fulham.
Going to Craven Cottage, a little trip down south to London. Yeah, that's not going to be good for us, I don't think. Fulham are doing pretty well, having a really good season. United are having an opposite season to them. So we just played Thursday night. Yeah, I don't want to make excuses or anything, but I think we're going to find it tough on Sunday against Fulham at Craven Cottage. At Craven Cottage, as mentioned, it's not going to be easy, and I think we'll be lucky if we escape there with a point. So yeah. I'm going to say 2-1 Fulham.
Yeah, I reckon you're going to go to Craven College and you're going to get schooled by Fulham. Probably 2-1 is a good shot.
Very funny. No, look, it's going to be a tough game, and unfortunately, the Europa League game, plus the travel down south, Fulham are playing well. Yeah, unfortunately, I see us probably just losing that game 2-1.
We can only hope.
We're going to suffer some more before it gets good.
Well, yeah, I think the coach Marine was quite brass in one of his latest interviews. I know he's corrected himself since, but, to say live in an interview that I think this is the worst Man United team of all time, that he's come in as a new coach, lost more games than the previous coach. I think obviously he said that out of frustration and probably trying to get a reaction out of his players. But then, a couple of days later, he came back and corrected his words. But yeah, very brass from him, I must say.
Especially him losing his shit in the locker room, broken TV and all sorts.
Really? Didn't know about that.
Yeah, they need to see that fire. You need to realize that, this is serious. It's a real thing. You got to play for the badge and play for pride. You're not just out there making money, chilling, having a good time. Like the fans pay good money to go watch those games. You need to show up and show up for the club.
100%. Tell me, what's your take on the talk that Garnacho might be sold to Chelsea or Napoli?
Yeah, I read. It's tough. I don't know if that's a new ownership. That's Sir Jim Ratcliffe now that's looking at making money, because it's clean profit, right? We got Garnacho for nothing, and he came up through the youth academy, and yeah, so it'll be a clean 60, 65, whatever it is, call it 60 profit. But because of the PSR and he's homegrown, I read somewhere that it would allow us to spend 180. Not just that, we have other cash, but it opened up a limit for us up to 180. So maybe that's what they're thinking about, is he will help us invest in the summer. But he's one of our best players, right? One of our brightest talents that you're now going to send away.
Exactly.
I don't know so much about that, but whatever needs to happen needs to happen. I'm not going to stress about it. I used to be so, into it. No, don't sell that dude. You can't sell that guy. All of them have let us down of late. So whatever they have to do, they have to do. And if it's going to make us better and return a much better team in the near future, so be it.
Yeah, look, I can understand from, a financial point of view, the reasoning behind it. But if you look at the season, you haven't had the greatest season, right? And players that have been playing well this season is probably Garnacho, Ahmad, Kobe, and probably a few others. Why not get rid of Anthony and Rashford and some of the other players that have completely been underperforming? You know what I mean? It's more of a financial gain than anything else. And, that might hurt the club at the end of the day.
Well, Anthony's gone on loan. He's out. Rashford, they're trying to find him a home. His first choice is Barcelona. Barca have got their own financial struggles, right? So that's
exactly.
But yeah, we want to get rid of both of those two. We're not renewing Eriksen's contract; it expires end of the season. Sorry. So yeah, there'll be a huge drop in the wage bill, which will help, and hopefully we get the likes of Anthony and Rashford out the door, and I'm sure some more. I'm sure Casemiro will follow, and a few others. So there'll be big changes between now and the start of next season.
Yeah, obviously Ruben came into United mid-season. He hasn't had a full pre-season, hasn't had an opportunity to buy some of his own players. So yeah, obviously lowering the wage bill, number one, getting some of the players out that don't actually want to be at the club will be to his benefit at the end of the day.
100%, and he can start building his own team, with his own players. It's very
Yep,
important for a coach. So yeah, good luck to him.
indeed. Well, it was always great chatting with you, my cuz. I always enjoy these chats, especially when United are average. It makes this chat so much more fun.
Hey,
And
hey, we won today. Take it easy. Yeah?
yeah, I can see you smiling for a change. It's good to see. It's good to see. On that note, good luck against Fulham. I'm sure you're going to lose. And with that, we'll catch you in the next episode.
Yeah.
Peace.
I may need that luck. See you guys later.